Da, 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 da. I always start the show with a laugh because it reminds me of radio. Like this is like a real radio show for me, anyway. Except I'm not on the radio. Like the preparation, like I'm always running to do so much in the 5 minutes. In the 5 minutes that it takes for this show to kick off, I'm like, let me, let me, let me, let me. I'm the let me guy. Let me do this, let me do that. And 5 minutes is longer and shorter than you would actually imagine. Welcome to STEM Research, Mike MFN Love, or Mike Love, or Fresh G, one of the many names. I go by so many things. And I'm happy to be here. I am happy to be here to officially kick off your March. Your March. We are here on the second day of March. That is when the show is going live. You may watch it and see it at another time. It may end up as a best of episode that plays at infinity. It may be like, why are you saying it's March when I'm really watching this in November? Well, I'm just telling you that this show originally aired. It previously aired in March. It was March 2nd, 2022 or 2022. I don't like to say 2000 anymore. It was 2000 when it was like the first 10 years. 2009, 2010. After that, it was 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. All the way to now, which is 2022. Holy shit, bro. I'm an old man. I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like AARP old. I'm like senior citizen discount old. Like your man's is up there. When I look back at the music that I love and that I listen to, I'm like, bro, it's the best music ever recorded. Right there I was supposed to say I'm old, and I am. Look, this show reflects the taste of me, the guy who's presenting it, but also the music that I grew up listening to. Today's song that we are spotlighting on STEM Research, Song Tracks Essential Music and a Little Bit of Research, where we do a deep dive in the DNA of some of the greatest songs ever recorded. I have to go through the spiel of what the show is. The people that are watching, like, bro, every single day you do this, every single time. We're on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday and Wednesday are new episodes. Friday is the best of. And we have lost a bunch of viewers and listeners because the show became so inconsistent. It was just not there. And the reason it was not there is because I'm working. And, my 90 days, I'm crossing my fingers. My 90 days was Sunday. Maybe I'll have a job. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll go back to doing STEM research 5 days a week. I don't know. I had a job and I was doing 5 days the show 5 days a week before. But you know what? I won't get into in my mind just that quick. I was about to tell y'all why I wasn't. I was like, no. This is the apolitical show. Apolitical means it is not political. We will not discuss what is going on in the world, in the political world, because people feel very strongly about things nowadays, and I just want to talk about music. That is what we're here for. If you want to talk politics, if you want to listen to politics, then listen to some political podcasts. Or there's plenty of podcasts that I know. Shout out to Not Another Damn Podcast, where all they do is talk about the day's current events. So please check them out. That's Miss Naima. I don't know why I keep calling her Aima. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm better than that. No, I'm not. I'm not better than that. I forget everything. Miss Naima and Ozman the Wizard. So check them out. You can listen to their show wherever you get podcasts. So everybody does that. The world is political. There's so many political moves, and I don't want to have shit to do with that. That is why I sit in my basement every other day and do this show, because this is what brings me happiness. This is what brings me joy, and all that other stuff brings me sadness. But it's still Pisces season, so hey, it's the fish to say Pittsburgh. Whoa, whoa. Come on, bro. One of the great fucking soundtracks of all time, man. The fish to say Pittsburgh. Where else can you get a movie about Pisces, bro? The Pittsburgh Pisces. Man, that would never work. There could never be a team of all Pisces because there's no leader, just a whole bunch of soldiers that follow. Like, I'm not saying that like we don't lead. I'm just saying Dr. J didn't win a championship until Moses Malone came along. That's all I got to say. Dr. J was the leader. I'm not saying that we're not leaders. I'm just saying that we are the best soldiers. Pisces are the best soldiers. But name me a Pisces leader. All right? Shaq and Kobe. Shaq and Dwayne Wade. Charles Barkley. Who else we got? Steph Curry. Steph Curry deferred the hell out of when what's his name? When KD joined the team, he deferred the shit out of that because that's what Pisces do. We like, that's where we at. He didn't get an ego and was like, I'm the leader of the team. No, he was like, okay, KD's gonna get all the shots now. I'll still get mine, bro. That's the Pisces. That's such the Pisces way. Anyway, we are here today not to talk about that because y'all know me. I go off into a tangent. Let's stick to the music, or at least try to. Welcome again. Song Tracks Essential Music. We are going to break down one of my favorite all-time songs today from the group First Choice. Their debut single on Philly World, not their debut in their lifetime because they had been recording for quite some time. Philadelphia's own First Choice with Armed and Extremely Dangerous from the Philly Groove label. 1973. Last week on this show, I went through, what was the song? We talked about the history of another song from that album. That song was Love and Happiness. And I told the story of how Love and Happiness as a song made a big difference and made house music history. Today's song is less of a house music historic song and isn't even really a song that is quote unquote considered by the house nation. It's not a song that I've heard anybody play in any party, but I think that everyone that likes First Choice appreciates this song. I appreciate this song more than any First Choice song because it's a song that I remember from my childhood. And it is a song that I remember from the K-Tel compilation, Super Bad is Back. Let me tell you something. They used to put compilations together like party albums. We partied in the 1970s. And in 1973, when this song was released, K-Tel was like, they put out a whole bunch of compilations. They were the compilation label. Whatever the genre, there was a compilation to go with it. So it was black, soul, country, pop. They put out the best compilations of the hits of the moment. When you talk about putting, like, you think, what is that? That's what they call music? You think that's what they call music? This is the original. K-Tel was the original That's What They Call Music label, except they were like, it was like a black version, Super Bad, and then Super Bad is Back. So we had the Super Bad is Back album, and I looked it up on Discogs just to tell you, like, the joints, the heat that was on there. That's why I love this song, because It is their highest charting song. It is their highest charting. It is their highest charting pop single. It went top 40. It charted at number 28 on the pop chart. So it is considered their most successful song because the pop charts are view success. It is their second most popular research. I was like, The Player is the highest charting over My Armed and Extremely Dangerous. I was like, I can't believe it. But yes, The Player charted at number 7 on the Black chart, and this song, Armed and Extremely Dangerous, or the song that we're doing today on STEM Research, charted at number 11, right outside the top 10. Somebody didn't get a check. That check didn't clear. It didn't make the top 20 pop or the top 10 black. Philly Groove. Stan Watson not cutting those checks to the right people. I'm so harsh on the game, man. It's because I saw the ugly side of the game. I worked in radio for years. Okay, so Superbad is back. The compilation. Let me break down. Let me show you how much these albums were the party album. And black folks did not need a reason to get together in the 1970s. We got together. We went to houses and we partied. That is what we did. And when we got there, we put on records. And if you had a record that you could just put on and let it play and it went through the heat, you were the family. It was like, we're coming back to your house. It's your house. Are we at Sandra and Mike's house this weekend? That's my parents' name. Are we at their house? Or are we at Bar Brand's house? Or are we at Norma Jean's house? Or are we at Alicia's house? Those are my aunts. My aunts mostly. My uncles didn't have party houses. I don't know why. Cause guys. Let me break down what was on this Superbad is Back compilation. Joe Simon, theme from Cleopatra Jones, out the gate. Cleo! That's how you kick off an album. Second song on the album, first choice, Armed and Extremely Dangerous. Let's get the party started. Third song, Annette Snell, You Ought to Be Here With Me. I don't remember that when I listened to it. It was a decent little song, but okay, that's where you're taking it on the third song of the album. All right, it goes into the Manhattans. There's No Me Without You, but I see what they're doing. They like kind of bringing the party down a little bit. Bring the party back up with Tyrone Davis. There it is. I just listened to that one because I was like, I don't really remember. Man, that was a banger. Do yourself a favor and go find Tyrone Davis. There it is. That was a cut. We go on, next song on the album. We're still on the A side, fam. We're not even on the B side yet. The sixth song on side A. And it wasn't even a double album. Tight Grooves. Doing It to Death by Fred Wesley and the JBs. Jungle Fever. I still don't know how to pronounce that group. The song, it sounds like they're having sex. We had this album, so I listened to this song a lot. And my mother would be like, it's about jungle fever, all right? This is what happens when you get lost in the jungle, and that's how it would sound. I'm like, it sounds like when you and Dad when you do up. Next song on the album, we're still on side A, Funky Stuff by Kool and the Gang, and side A continues with I'm Gonna Love You Just a Little Bit More, Baby, and ends with cut 10. There's 10 songs. Oh, the sound quality was shit, bro. It had to be shit with 10 songs on one side. It Hurts So Good by Millie Jackson. First song on the B side, Shy Light, Stoned Out of My Mind, a fucking classic. Future Shock by Curtis Mayfield is the second song. Third song, I Was Checking In. I Was Checking Out. She Was Checking In by Don Covey, a classic. Bill Withers, Lean on Me. New York City, Make Me Twice the Man, which I didn't remember, but it was a damn good song. Fence Walk by Mandrill, which is one of the greatest songs ever recorded. Period. Man, I cannot say enough great things about Mandrill, Fence Walk. If they ever find the stems for Fence Walk, I'm all in. Lynn Collins, Think About It. Evil from Earth, Wind, and Fire. James Brown, Sexy, Sexy, Sexy. And the album ends with one of my favorite album cuts from the OJs. It's time to get down, man. Boy. That is probably the reason why I love so many of the songs on this album, because we listened to it on this compilation. And Armed and Extremely Dangerous, as I said, was the second song on there. Find them on YouTube performing the song on Soul Train. It really looks like Rochelle Fleming and a couple of background singers. That's how the band was made up. It's like Rochelle sang everything. She sang the song, and those girls were just kind of like dangerous, armed. Like they had moves. They were smooth with it. It's great. It's great to see, man. Rochelle Fleming, Annette Guest, and Wardell Piper. I said this on last week's show when we did Love and Happiness. Wardell Piper is the voice of one of the background singers. She did not stay for the group. That would be Annette Joyce Jones. Annette Guest was the other member. So it was Rochelle, Annette, and Joyce. Annette and Joyce singing background to Rochelle Fleming's lead. And I think one of the things about this song, and all the songs from this era, or a lot of the songs, because they were written by men and produced and arranged by men, it's like they were written for women from a man's perspective, which was super sexist, but it wasn't back then. It was what it was. When you look at the songs that First Choice sang, they sang a lot of songs that were about this guy that laid the pipe and made them lose their mind. This song being one of them, coming out the gate with this song, he's armed and extremely dangerous. First of all, incredible metaphor. I love that. Calling all cars, be on the lookout for Dangerous Dan. Dangerous Dick Dan is dicking down your aunt Rochelle, and she's singing a song about it. That's all this song is about. Is that, man, wait till we get to the lyrics, bro. This song, written by Alan Felder and Norman Harris. You may know those names from every damn thing that we've done on STEM research. This is the Philadelphia crew, all right? The Philadelphia team, the guys behind so many of the hits from Salsoul Records and their own. Well, they started out mainly doing stuff with Philly International. So Norman Harris, Alan Felder, you know the names. Ron Baker on bass, Bobby Eli guitar, Roland Chambers. I'm just doing them literally off the top without looking at the paper. Earl Young on drums. And now let me look at the paper, because I know I'm forgetting somebody. Roland Chambers, Norman Harris, and Bobby Eli on guitar. Larry Washington on congas. That's who I forgot. Can't forget about strings and horns from Don Ronaldo and his famous strings and horns section. These guys were running things in the 80s. And shout out to Mr. Majors, who posted something. Somebody said something in the Earl Young group that Philadelphia should be considered the home of house music, considering so many of those records. And I agree that a lot of the records that we love in Chicago are from Philadelphia, but man, Philadelphia don't even talk. Like, let's be honest. Philadelphia doesn't even embrace their music like we do in Chicago. Show me the Philly version of Ron Hardy. Where's the Philadelphia guy that was beating and doing edits? I'm not saying that there wasn't one. I'm saying there were some in New York. I'm saying there were some in Boston. I'm saying there were some in Chicago. But where's the Philly version of that? All I know is Cash Money. All I know is Jazzy Jeff. All I know is DJ Miz. And what's my man? Tat Money. I know the cut scratch guys. And I'm sure Jazzy Jeff could, I'm sure Jazzy Jeff could run down the name of a million of them because Jazzy Jeff is my age. He lived through the 1970s. And those guys exist. No disrespect to Philadelphia. But they have not done a good job of putting those guys in the forefront. And I know that they exist. I know that there are house party guys named, shout out to Cosmic Kev, whose name always comes up as just an OG. And I just love that name. I just love saying that name, Cosmic Kev. That's the blackest name ever. Kev after Cosmic. Like only a brother would come up with that. But it's creative and it's dope. Anyway, we're getting off point, but that is what this show is about. It's about going where my mind goes, which is all over the place, and then bringing it all back to make my point of Philadelphia could never be considered the home of house. It could be the home of creating great music. Shit, New York City played a whole bunch of records out of from New York as well. New York and Philadelphia. I'm not gonna argue that, but when you look at the names of the people, I'm just saying, like, who's the Ron Hardy in Philadelphia? Who was doing the edits in the 70s? That's all I got to say, man. No to the answer. No to answer that point, that question. Philadelphia is not the home of house music. Absolutely not. All right. So, Armed and Extremely Dangerous, The Player, Dr. Love, Double Cross, Let No Man Put Us Under. That's the point I was making earlier. I said that I bring it all around and make it all make sense. They sang these sexist songs written by men. I can't believe I'm saying that as a guy and as a sexist guy. But you know what? Again, that was just the times. They were singing songs about this generic guy, just like Luther Vandross always sang about this generic girl. Wink, wink. We see you, Luther. It was okay. Anyway, but this guy was always putting it down and just kind of leaving Rochelle and the girls just feeling like, what the fuck, bro? The Player. He's a player. He'll shoot you down. Or Double Cross. Same thing. Dr. Love. Oh, my God. Dr. Love. He was just this dude with the 30-foot cock. Like, I mean, he was just like, had an S on his chest the way she was singing about him. Dr. Love. And Let No Man Put Us Under. He had enough, and he was out of there. He had laid down the cock throughout the 70s and was like, I said, I'm done. I'm out of here. I know you're an Aquarius, but I'm leaving your crazy Aquarius ass for the Virgo up the block. They sang about these songs again because guys wrote these songs. Norman Harris had a hand in most of the songs that I mentioned, if not all. And that was just the way it was. Ladies, until they started not even writing their own songs, because I think Runaway Love was kind of like a turning point. And there's a whole bunch of examples. I'm not saying that Runaway Love was the first song where a woman was writing about, you get away from me, I'm moving on. It was kind of like, we can go in that direction. We don't have to just sing these songs that guys, and I know that men wrote Runaway Love too. Until with nowadays where you have women just like, screw these guys, screw them. That's just, it is a part of what has happened from all 50 years of men writing songs for women. It's only right that women would allow their voices to stand out, and they write about what they're going through in relationships, not just songs where guys are the hero, because the guy in Armed and Extremely Dangerous is still like, sounds like my dad. Is that my uncle she's singing about? Like, man, black men in the 70s, man, was something else. I know we still something else, but man. Hoo-wee. I'm still recovering. I still may need therapy. All right, let's dive into the stems, because that is what we do. This show is a music history lesson. It is a history lesson. It is a cultural experience, and it is a show where we do something with music that very few shows on the internet do, with the type of music that I'm doing, which is going into the original tracks. We have the original. Whoops, that's black. That's dark. What's that doing? Okay, let's cancel that. And why is that? Armed and Extremely Dangerous tracks. Okay, let me do this first. Now let me try it. There we go. Armed and Extremely Dangerous. We start out with the instrumental, so you can hear the song like you've never heard it. You can sing along in your head if you're familiar with the song, and you can just hear how the music was arranged, because the music is the star, but it's not the star with the vocals on top. So we have the original studio master tracks. This is not a karaoke version. I'm always clear on that. I always want to make sure people know, like, look, this is not some program where we drop the song in and take all of the vocals out, because that question does come up from time to time. It comes up with the newbies. They're like, how did you get the music to sound so clear without how did you take the vocal out? Because people have been wanting to do that forever, right? People have been wanting to sing in weddings or whatever. How do you take the vocals out? How do you make an instrumental? Can you do that? People have been asking me that as long as I've been DJing. And there is just now the technology to do that. Just now in the 2020s, bro. They've been asking me that for 30 years. I could have been a millionaire if I would have knew how to separate this shit. Anyway, this is not that. This is the actual Earl Young drums, the actual Ron Baker bass, all of that. And then when we get to the vocals, we'll be able to break that down, and you just get a chance to hear the song as it was created in its original form from 1973. Philly Groove Records. The most popular artist to come out of Philly Groove is First Choice. My favorite song from them, Armed and Extremely Dangerous. Let's get into it on STEM Research. I'm talking about 1, 2, 3, 4. Pure Norman Harris arrangement. just all over the place. You know, a whole lot of shit happening at once. No disrespect to the late Norman Harris, God bless his soul, but he has some busy ass records, man. And Tom Moulton even would say that. Like, Tom Moulton ghost mixed all of this album and a whole lot of records in the 1970s. Ghost mix meaning he did not get credit for doing the mixes. And he used to pull back a lot of stuff. When I say pull back, that means take out a lot of instruments because there was so much going on. Norman Harris's mindset was not less is more. That brother was like, more is more. More strings, more guitars. Basses. Man, this bass is not on key, man. What's going on? Just noticed that. Oh, that's irritating the shit out of me. That must be something. Yeah, what's going on here? That's just short. I'm like, why does the bass sound like that? Okay, the track doesn't even. I wonder if that's something I did or if it's because all of the tracks are normal except for that. I'm like, that sounds shitty, bro. Like, first, maybe you just played it different. I'm like, that doesn't go like that. Okay, let's just mute it. Sorry, Ron, you get the mute. My DJ ear. And it's not even my DJ ear. I wasn't a DJ in 73. Like I said, Superbad is back, man. I've been listening to this song since then. This was a cut. Still my favorite. Over Let No Man Put Us Under, over Dr. Love, over The Player. Did I miss one? Over Double Cross. This is my favorite song from them because it's the song that I remember from my childhood. And the music that I grew up in my childhood shapes what I love. Whereas I think so many of us, the music from our teenage years and our adult years are the songs that formulate what we love. And I think it's both for me. Okay. Uh-oh. Part 2. Okay, there's the bass. Okay, the bass is on B now. Come on, vibes. It was crazy. Sigma Studio, Philadelphia's recording artist. It's funny, Earl Young on his page. Earl Young. He's so 81. Oh, let me not be the crotchety old 81-year-old. Let me not be, and I won't be, because I've been saying this my whole life. My whole life I've been saying, like, I don't want to be the angry old. I'm already sort of angry, but not outwardly. So Earl Young on his page, and Earl Young, of course, is the drummer on this and many songs from Philadelphia. He has a page on Facebook, the Earl Young Earl Young's groove. So he posts a picture of all of the Philadelphia. There's a couple of pictures on the internet of all of the people that played in MFSB and on all these records. So it's like at record, it's pictures of, 24 people, a whole bunch of white people that played strings and horns, and black people that played the black people instruments. Oh, you trying to say the strings and horns ain't black? There's plenty of black people to play horns, but not in those days. So Earl posted like, yeah, these are the guys from MFSB and, great bunch of musicians, blah, blah, blah. And then somebody makes a comment. I can't even remember what the comment was, but it was like, my dad knew Richard Genovese or something crazy, just some random, people always 1 degree from everything. My dad knew the guy who played the trumpet, on those songs. And then Earl comes back like, I didn't even know most of those guys. We weren't even in the room when the strings and horns played. I was just like, man, you didn't need to say that. Like, how do you not know, bro? How do you not know the string guys? I know. I was too busy with Norman Harris and Ron Baker and Bobby Eli and all of those guys. The conga, Larry Washington. I was too busy with the rhythm section. I was like, this crotchety old man, I love him. I was like, how do you do that? How do you say, I didn't even know? Like, why you post a picture like you know him then? Like, you sure posted a picture like, these are my guys from MFSB. Like, I don't even know most of the people. Like, who does that? I post a picture of, like, all the DJs. I don't even know most of these DJs in this picture. I don't post anything unless, I don't know. It was just funny to me. It's just Earl Young, man. Old Earl Young. Earl Old. So we're going to call him Earl Old. All right, let's go to the drums. I am super disappointed that it is only a kick and a drum. We don't really get a breakdown into snare. And it's not the like full drums. But it's hitting. All right, let's turn that up. That fucking guy, bro. Get to know your coworker, man. I'm sorry. Speak. You know what I'm saying? Speak. But I mean, they were doing so much work. Like, you just didn't have time. Strings was in a whole different segment. A whole different section. Earl Young. This is his drumming. Nice feel. Love that tom work. It's one of my favorite parts during the verses. A lot of change ups. Nice hi-hat work. All these drums need to be broken down into more parts. More drum mics. Motown inspired. Again, it's 73. Nice. Hi-hat work. Shaft X 16ths. There. Buzz. Nobody feels like Earl Young coming into a hook. Ooh, nice roll. funky drummer. That fill. I like that fill he's doing. Machine, ladies. Earl Young on drums. He's a machine at this point. He wasn't doing his trademark yet. His trademark sock symbol. Biddle-boom. Give us a little biddle-boom. Biddle-boom. Armed and extremely dangerous. Boom. Earl Young. Follow him on Facebook for a good chuckle. It's like chuckle shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a hearty laugh. It's like this guy. It's like, what would it be like if my 81-year-old uncle was on Facebook? Oh, my 81-year-old uncle is on Facebook. I know. Like, just think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got an uncle that's 80 in his 80s on Facebook, that's what it's like. Except this uncle plays drums. All right. The bass is fucked up, bro. I can't believe that. Let me just hold up. Let me I don't know why it's not on time. This is not on time with all the other instruments. I wonder if I can put it. I'm the king of moving some shit. Y'all just work with me on this one. All right, so let's bring Larry Washington in as our guy. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. All right, let's see if I can move it. Oh, this dude was putting a beat. Mr. DJ. Come on, Mr. DJ. Okay, so where's the one? Okay. Boom. All right, so there's the one. So y'all about to see how Mike Love, this is how I operate. This is how I make my edits. All right, so let's move that. All right, so you literally move it to where there's a lesson on studio work. And this is how any producer or engineer would do it, right? So there's the conga, there's the one, and there's the bass that I just moved. So I don't know if it's going to stay on beat, though, because it might be drifting because it's not in Pro Tools. So let's see. It's close. That's pretty. All right, so where's the one? All right, so where's the one? Let's find the one again. All right, so here's the one. So what you do is, because live bass point isn't really on the one, you gotta, it's kind of how it's a little off. So you just pull it off a little bit to give it that real live feel. All right. And ladies and gentlemen, I fixed it. And that is 101 on how I do mixes. Stretch and line them up. I'm so excited that I can show you guys that. It's floating. I didn't have time to do it when the whole song was playing. I was like, I'm not gonna do that. I just wanted to see where 73 congas, man. Come on, Larry Washington. I cannot wait for the vocal. I cannot wait for the vocals because I don't know if I said this, but this is my favorite first choice song by a fucking mile because of Rochelle Fleming. I don't know if I was used to people snapping on records in '73. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, it's drifting. Alright, let's just do the bass by itself, man. Armed and extremely y'all have no idea how much I love this song, man. It's 73 all over. Come on, Ron Baker. It's 73 all over every time I hear this. I'm listening. Okay, he's doing his own thing now. He's freestyling. And the song has faded. This is a 3-minute song at best. So everything after the 3-minute mark is just studio musicians doing their thing. The bass came up in the shaker track. I don't know why, but it did. And it's on beat. Woo! Come on, Larry Washington on congas. The song was written by Alan Felder and Norman Harris. Alan Felder was a contributor in the Philly sound, a regular contributor, if you will. Man, he won Last Poets, I think. The hell? All right. All right, let's go to guitars. Guitars by Norman Harris and Bobby Eli, a.k.a. Eli Tatarsky. Good shit, bro. Good shit. Bobby Eli. It's one of the great studio names of all time, like Mike Love. Boom, boom. Nice fuzz. Shank. if I can pick out who's who. Whoever's got the most effects is Bobby Eli. I want to say that Norman Harris is always on rhythm, but dun, 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 dun. Love it. This is Norman Harris. This is Bobby Eli. Although Norman Harris is normally on Chank. So I'm torn. Mr. Majors, what up? Shout out to the Stimulators. Shout out to our family. Everybody that has joined us on YouTube. You can watch all the episodes on YouTube. That's Bobby Eli. So this is Bobby Eli's track because Bobby Eli is more of the foot pedal guy, whereas Norman Harris is just straightforward. And not saying that straightforward playing isn't through a pedal, because it is, but Norman Harris was less likely to have effects on his guitar or really be going in between different effects while he's playing. And this is just what I picked up from listening to their styles the less than a year that I've been doing this show, right? So you an expert? Yep. It's part history lesson, part music 103. Definitely not music theory, because I did not play.